Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Well, first, right off the bat, everyone, I have to be honest with you and tell you that it may be Monday and it may be a holiday Monday, but it doesn't matter. It's crazy for me. Absolutely nuts. No, no, no vacation feeling. It started very early this morning with my cousin going to the emergency room. Now, my cousin is a 6 foot sit, so forgive my appearance because I barely got together to do my Zoom call with the tribe and then come and see you guys. Plus, today is the day, it's the third, so I'm going to be using today to sit back, try and chill, and pay bills for my mom, my dad, myself. I always do this around the third, just to make sure things work the way they work. But I just wanted to pop in and not whine at you. I wanted to wish you a happy 4th of July, happy birthday, America, happy Independence Day. Whatever that means to you, I hope you have a good one. And I know that officially it is tomorrow, July 4th, but I don't broadcast on Tuesdays. So, and I really want you all to go out and have a good time or stay in and have a good time, however you would like to celebrate America and the 4th of July. Go for it. For me, I'm going to see some family, and we're gonna make my brother-in-law is going to make burgers and hot dogs. This is the all-American meal, I think. Now, my cousin, who unfortunately was raced to emergency just before my broadcast this morning, so I am on the phone like due diligence, hoping that I will she is very sweet about keeping me posted on his outcome. His blood pressure is high, and there's a couple of things that we're concerned about. They're doing lots of tests, and should he be admitted into the hospital, I'm going to try and get most of everything paid so that I can go see my cousin right away. Luckily, it's a hospital nearby. It's crazy time. It's just it's crazy time. So over the weekend, yesterday I took for myself. I didn't really sculpt, and today I'm hoping I can sculpt and work on a piece that I have been working on. I showed it to you before. This is Miss Jessica, the one of a kind that I've been working on. And this is kind of her version of Marilyn Monroe with little Roger underneath here. And it's coming along really nicely. And I hope there's a side view of her, and see how the dress just has really nice lines, etc., etc. Anyway, I hope to work on her, but there's lots happening. Monday is really nuts. I have a few I's to dot and a few T's to cross before I can do my fun stuff. So there you go. So that it is in a nutshell. I just wanted to jump in, say happy Independence Day, happy birthday, America. You can share with me in the comments where you want, what you're doing for the 4th, what's happening, what's going on. Are you going to a movie? This is an optimum time, I've heard, to go to the theater and see a movie. Did Indiana Jones come out? I think it did, right? Uh, and I will share one thing with you, something so bizarre. I got something in the mail that is based on Indiana Jones. Here it is right here. And the address is to Indy, Professor Indiana Jones, right here. There it is. This is the paperwork that it came in another envelope. And then this, which is supposed to have this leather look, it's actually kind of like, it's not really leather or parchment. It's just like, heavy paper. And then it has this around it. So if I cut to this camera and I show it to you better, there it is. You can see, you can read right here, all of this information. I know you guys probably get kind of excited about this, but, and then you slip this off. It's got old stamps up here, and then you open this up, and it is his book, his journal. So this was sent to me, but I have no idea who sent it to me. And it has this kind of look. Now this paper, and this paper looks really good, but it's smooth. And then let me just show you the picture. My husband said if it was actually Indy's journal from the original Indiana Jones, then the picture that is the one that kind of kicks you over the edge, if you're a super fan, which I am not, I love Indiana Jones, but I don't follow that stuff, is this one with the Holy Grail here and the knight walking across while others are falling. And this is the one he actually, I'm ready to go see the original Indiana Jones to see how close this book is. But this was sent to me on and around and near my birthday, and I have no idea who sent it to me. Now my husband thinks it's because Indiana Jones came out this week. It's a promotional thing that sometimes they send out to people who are voting on pictures for upcoming awards and stuff. The Emmys are coming, but Emmys are television. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm really excited about getting it. It's really a nice little piece of something. I just don't know who sent it to me. And you want to properly thank someone. It's near my birthday. Maybe it was a birthday gift, but that's it right there. Mystery gift, mystery giver. Really super sweet and kind. Very lovely. So, like I said, it's going to be a quick pop in and hey to you today, simply because with my cousin in the emergency, I may have to be boots on the ground and do something for the woman who he works for. She is great with him at the hospital because he could be very worried, and she's so good at keeping him calm. So he doesn't need a lot of family running to go prematurely, but she is letting me know I am not calling his father. I'm not doing any of that weird stuff because I want to wait and see how and what is actually happening. And there's a lot of speculation going on with the doctors who are testing him right now. The thing that is really strange and odd is he is one of the healthiest people. He dropped over, I think it's like close to 300 pounds. He used to be 480 pounds. And in 2010, he started on a plan with Herbalife and he dropped all that weight and he's kept it off. He exercises. He does 10 to 12,000 steps daily. So it's not, but genetics kick in, don't they, guys? And sometimes something happens and, he woke up with, he's been taking care of this woman he works with. Her husband has had some health issues and he's really strong and able to move. When my dad couldn't stand, he was the one that lifted my dad up into the car. He's just really super strong. So to see that he is having some challenges, I'm not worried, but I'm definitely concerned. And check that off with the rest of the stuff going on with my family. So I'm not going to bother you with that right now. I am just going to share with you that, holiday, I don't know if your family is the ones that when they decide to have a challenge, it's always around the holiday weekend, Easter, Memorial Day, 4th of July, you keep praying they do it in between, but, on both sides. It's if somebody gets ill, it's around the holidays, and you just go, really, because things move slower during the holidays. But there you go. So today I'm going to pay bills because my dad was transferred to a convalescent hospital for physical therapy, and he was very excited to get his phone. So I told him today I had to wait until the 3rd, and then I'm paying his bills on the 3rd, and guess what, that's today. And I like to use his phone because all I do is push a button and then the automation goes hi to my dad, and I don't have to do much but just push a few buttons and get a lot of his bills paid electronically. So it works out really well. If I have to do it from my phone, then I've got to say, no, it's not me, it's him, and blah, blah, blah. You guys have all been through that. So we'll be doing that today. And then keeping an eye on my cousin. And then getting ready for tomorrow when we'll be doing the hamburger and hot dog thing. I did sort of do a little cheat I want to share with you on Saturday. There is a place in my town that has the best chili dogs, and I really shouldn't eat them a lot. I mean, we shouldn't overindulge, right? But these are so good. And I didn't know if they would be open on the 4th. They really deserve to have time off. They work so hard and they make such a delicious chili dog. And they're closed on Sundays. So on Saturday, and they're only open in the morning and then the early afternoon. So I tend to wake up and go, honey, can we do chili dogs today? And we try very hard to do them like once every couple of weeks or once a month. Not make that my staple in life, because really that's a guilty pleasure right there. And you got it. Not that you restrict everything that you eat, but you should eat healthy 80% of the time. And that's our goal as we get older, is to eat healthy 80% of the time. But you've got to reward yourself for sticking to a diet that may not necessarily be the most fun for you. Um, I love salty things more than sugary things, but I still love a good Almond Joy bar. So I have to say to myself, within limitations, anything in moderation, right? And you know how I feel about champagne. So yesterday, just because we were relaxing, my husband and I were chilling because it was so hot outside, that we decided to just relax indoors, and I made a charcuterie dish. I love deconstructed food. I don't know, this is something new in the past 5 years or so. I just dissect everything and eat it and put the components together to get all kinds of different flavors. It's just become something. So I made a charcuterie dish for us and had some champagne, and it was just a lovely afternoon of just relaxing and doing pretty much nothing. And it's not easy for me to sit still. Well, it's not easy for me to sit. In fact, you notice that the camera is at the perfect height right now. I actually zoomed in with the camera one so that I have to sit down in order to be on camera. Otherwise, you get me from about like here. Looks terrible. So to keep it from looking terrible, this is what I do. But you do this when you do certain things like this to combat your childlike mind, your childlike brain, which is me, who just wants to color most of the day, to play in clay or wax or paint or whatever. That, if in a perfect world, I would do that. If one day you suddenly won the lottery, what would you do? Me, it would be have a cook, a full-time chef that would put the food in front of me and say, "Eat, nut." Otherwise it's a constant challenge to make sure that I eat. And the other thing I would have, and I know a lot of men out there, not to gender side, but to say that a lot of men, I've noticed men more than women, and if you're a woman, uh, feel free to chime in. But a lot of women like to be, I mean, I'm just saying my personal experience is we like to be driven around, chauffeured, where men, if they can't drive anymore, it's hard for them to let that go. Is that true? Because I know that I'm coming to that with my dad. We're going to have that conversation as to whether he should or shouldn't drive. And I'd love to be his chauffeur, and just take him everywhere he wants to go, honestly, because I just think it would be safer. But you also don't want to mother your parents. You want them to be able to feel like they have power. So you don't want to overmother them, but you also want to keep them safe to a certain extent. So this is the challenge with me. But I know that when I've talked to many men, they're like, I don't want to even face the day when I have to no longer be able to drive. Um, and I'm like, drive me wherever you want. Tell me a story and drive me. I love it. I absolutely love it. So I love being chauffeured around. I always have. So that's, but like I said, if you totally disagree and you want to tell me what you think about it, if you don't think more men than women don't want to be don't want to stop driving, then, you tell me. Okay. Don't be mean about it, but tell me, because I'm open. Let's see what you have to say. I always love to hear what you have to say. Hi, Terry. Yellowstone is on right now, Joe. I just love you. You and I have such similar likings to stuff. I was watching a podcast with the guy who plays Roy Kent on Ted Lasso, and Ted Lasso is one of my favorite things. And Joe, It's interesting because they're very young. So younger people talk about the films that were inspirational to them. And to me, most of them are in color. So mine are all black and white because I was born in 1957. And in 1957, it was black and white mostly. Color was something that was special. My TV in my bedroom was all black and white, whether it was a color show or not. But I loved 1950s horror films, and I still do. So when they asked this other young actor, producer, what was the first film you saw, so on and so forth, he was young. So he talked about a movie that was in color, and I automatically thought of the first movie I saw, which was The Crawling Eye, which I love, The Crawling Eye. But anyway, I think of you, Joe, because we both love these classic films. People were like, have you seen this movie? Have you seen this movie? Have you seen this movie? And I turn around and say, have you seen People Will Talk? It's an amazing film. Have you seen On Borrowed Time? So People Will Talk, Cary Grant, and Margaret Hamilton, the witch from Wizard of Oz. She plays a different character, and it's wonderful. It also has Hume Cronin. Is that how you say his name? He's amazing in it. Amazing. That's People Will Talk, black and white. Okay, really good. And you may have seen it. And On Borrowed Time with Barrymore Sr., excellent movie. Love it. I cannot not see them if they come on. And they come on rarely, but luckily I was able to get a copy of both of these, and I can watch them whenever I want on DVD now. But I love these two films. And then, of course, actresses who come across with great movies is the original Women, which is all women, no men in it at all. It's overacted, this kind of acting, you know. Give me a bromide and put some gin in it. All of that big acting, but back then that was kind of a little bit the thing. And so, yeah, it's Norma Shearer, and it's really good. It's good stuff, guys. It's I don't know if you'll like it because there's not a lot of effects. There's not a lot of action necessarily. They're just fun, and many have what I need in a scary movie, which is suspense. It's just suspense is the number one thing that'll make me love a film. Is me sitting here, one of my favorite color films, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. And when Tippy wakes up, I go, "No, Tippy, don't go." That is suspense. When it makes you cry out towards the TV, "No, no, no, don't go." Fill in the blank who it is, Don't open that door. Ah, there's something behind it. You know what I mean? That's what I love about a scary movie, when you're really scared. Now, during the time of Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis, they did a lot of cat in the trash can little bits, which would make you go, "Oh," and you go, "Stupid cat," right? So I'm not really fan of those boos, but I really do love Halloween. Is one of my favorite movies. If I'm going to talk about a later film, for me, a later film, Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween 1 and 2. John Carpenter's films. Yeah. And The Fog, which is a big one with me too. I love a good ghost story, and that's a really good ghost story. So those are the but they're suspenseful. If you've seen The Fog, ghosts coming out of the fog, you can't get the truck to get into gear. They're coming closer. You're trying to get the truck into gear. They're coming closer. In gear, closer. She's screaming. They're yelling, "Do it! Get it! Hurry!" Because we know the meaning is going to be bad. So that's what I love, suspense. I can't handle a lot of gore, which is just, eyeballs, blood, blood, blah, blah, blood, 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 blood. Because as an artist and a movie person, it just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I understand that there are people that just love that. The more blood, the better. But for me, it's not scary. It's just, ugh, for me. I'm saying me. Okay. But yeah. But anyway, I just think of Joe, and now he's talking about Yellowstone, which I love. And now Yellowstone is having its challenges because the creator is, I guess, fighting with Kevin Costner, and Kevin Costner is not coming back or threatening not to come back. I don't listen to that sort of thing. But the last season the latest season of Yellowstone has had some trouble, and it's too bad because it's just a brilliant show. So I love Yellowstone. Joe, thank you for telling me. Oh no, prayers for your cousin. Thank you, Joe. That's really sweet of you. You guys are always so good about that. Sculpture looks great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I've got to get her done. Get her done. She's over on the side over here going, now come on. And Roger Rabbit is come on, please finish. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I've been hearing great things about the new indie movie from fans, but it's also kind of mixed. Many fans love it though. I don't know. My husband is really not liking what he saw, but it is a preview. For me, I am intrigued. That is my exact word. I am intrigued. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I will love to hear what you say. Yeah, I know you're going to go see it, Joe, aren't you? So I'd love to hear what y'all have to say about it. Love to hear your reviews of it. We won't be going and seeing it right away. Right now, I'm really cracking up because of what is it, Oppenheimer and the Barbie movie. I think I may have mentioned this to you, but on the tribe, it's a big discussion right now because many people want to see it as a double feature. Like my husband says T-shirts are out for the two. And the joke is the reason I want to see it is because one is going to be a blockbuster movie and the other one's going to be Oppenheimer, which just sent me over the back of the chair. So I don't know that I'll do a double feature with this, but I'm just intrigued that this is happening at this point. It's wonderful to hear that people are so excited about these two films. We already have tickets to go see Oppenheimer because my husband wants to see it. And I thought, why not? Let's go. For those of you who are AMC goers or you go to the theater, please consider becoming a Stubbs member because, and I am a Stubbs member. That's all I can tell you. They don't give it to me free or anything because I'm plugging them here. I'm plugging them because you can be a part of $5 Tuesdays, and it's top rated movies, and so you can go for $5 and go see the movie. Now of course if you get the concessions it's still going to run you about 30, but the point is at least it's not 15-20 bucks. Now this isn't IMAX. Um AMC has some premium things you can do that if you really are an avid moviegoer and you love that IMAX. I can't do it because I get sick. But if you're an avid moviegoer, you can see 3 of those films a month for one low price per month. It's a membership. I'm not involved in that membership. You have to look at it. I think it's called A plus premium or something like that. Comes through Stubbs as well. It's like an upgrade. It's not like an upgrade. It is an upgrade. And if you're someone who just loves that IMAX experience and can really handle it, I cannot. I physically cannot handle it. So I just watch it in real 3D or like 2D. Just me, if it's a good story, I don't care if it's a lot of times my husband is showing me movies on the phone. I don't mind as long as the story is good. But in some cases, it's really nice to be into the movie. I remember we went to the Academy for a special screening of the Avatar Way of Water, and I don't know how you could stream this movie at all. Unless you have unless you're someone out there that has the big screen, like you have a 250 diagonal screen and you have a private theater, then the movie is probably fine to stream at home. But if you have what's called a classic television size, it's not going to give you what you need. The movie really is something that you need to be in the theater and see. And I don't think all movies fall in this criteria, but the Avatar film really does. And I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't go to the theater and see it. So like I said, I think it too is available for $5 Tuesdays. So consider being a Stubbs member. It's free. You sign up for it. Then they have these little perks that if you re-up or sign during their enrollment period, you get so many points to use towards dollars that are towards your concessions. Check it out. I like it. I've loved it. One of the things it does is when I order tickets online, it waives the fee for ordering tickets online. You know how they charge you a service fee? That's waived if you're a Stubbs member. So seriously, check it out. See if it's something for you. But if you love going to movies, and I do, and I don't go a lot, to the theater. So it's still a good deal, I think, because you only have to use it like once or twice, and it pays for itself, right? I don't know how I got on that subject with the 4th of July. Happy birthday, America! Except that this would be a great day to go see a movie if you're off work. Yeah, yeah, I think it would be a fun time, and it's going to be hot. In many areas, it's going to be hot, so it would be a perfect time. The beach is another place everyone will be going to, but again, so no. I just said don't want to do it when it's that hot. So there you go. Hi, Lee. How are you? How are you doing? It's lovely to see you here. You got to do lunch sometime, my lad, or a Zoom call at least. Dr. Jones sent it to you. Why didn't I think of that, Joe? Man, you're quick. Leslie. Hi, Terry. For me, the best place to be for 4th of July is Provo, Utah. But since I can't be there, I'll be at Disneyland. I got to see the D23 screening of Indy and had a great time. So here's Leslie. And Leslie, what you have to do is connect with me, because you have to figure out when you're going to get the box that you've been leaving at my house for, 3 months now, young lady. We'll connect, right? We'll connect. We got to do that because this box is dying to be at your house. But anyway, yay, I'm glad to hear it. She says Indy 5. She enjoyed it. So there you go. There you go, Joe. There's a plus right there from Leslie. She's saying she liked it. Tell your cousin hi for me and that he's in my prayers. I will. Right now, I'm just checking. No new Monday evening. So guys, tonight, I just got a message from my mother-in-law who says that the supermoon, I don't know, last night was pretty supermoon. Okay. I woke up in the middle of the night and I looked out and it was like someone was shining a light in my window. Got a little nervous at first and then realized it was the moon. Pretty super, but supermoon means big. So it's according to her, tonight is supermoon night. So if you want to just treat yourself to a giant moon, which I usually like to do that, she says that this is the night. This is the night for a supermoon. That's what she says. And no more new news as far as my cousin right now, but I will let you know as soon as I know. I'll maybe post a little bit if necessary, but he's in good hands. That's the good news. Is he's with doctors and he's in good hands. That's the good news. So Joe says, and I will do that, Leslie, for sure. Joe says chili dogs. I heard chili dogs mentioned. Oh, this is a great place to get them too. They are delicious. I'm crazy for chili cheese fries. Yeah, I'm not much for potatoes. You may say Lucky Terry because so many people love French fries, mashed potatoes, baked potato. I'm just an occasional potato eater. And according to my doctor, that's a good thing. Yay for me. Not much for potato salad because it has what? Potatoes. So it was one thing that I was asked that I should eat in moderation that I actually do. So that's cool. And that's one of the things that I'm reading another book right now about longevity and what you can eat to help you live longer. Pretty cool doctor. I kind of liked what he has to say. So we're going to incorporate some of the things in there. Now, I've told you, I told you about the chili dog. Also, I've got to be honest, 100%. I love bread. So I like sourdough bread, and sourdough, if you get it from a starter, I think I've mentioned this before, the complexity of it, you don't raise your blood sugar. So it's something that older people have to be concerned about. So we eat only sourdough bread. I don't eat a lot of rice because of the fact that the white rice raises your blood sugar. But there's a company that makes a sourdough noodle from starter, and I can do that. And then this book talks about what else you can use in the place of pasta because my husband loves pasta. I'm also a little más o menos in pasta. But so lucky me as far as that's concerned. My number one favorite food on the planet, 24/7, if I could eat it, is fish. And that my doctor looks at me and says, "Can't everybody be like you?" And I like the oily ones that are high in omega-3s. I didn't know they were high in omega-3s. I just love eating them. Sardines and mackerel, herring. Oh, I just go, "Ugh." You remember that dog when in the cartoons that eats something and goes, "Mm, mm, and then floats down. That's kind of me when that happens. So there's food, but again, like Joe is saying, he's crazy for chili cheese fries. Is if you eat them in moderation, your health is going to be, you're going to be better. You just got to. As I get older, it's good to be more aware. It's also really good to take care of your teeth because they are really can be at the root. Sorry, no pun intended, at the root of disease if you don't take care of your teeth in your mouth. So I have an excellent dentist who is trying to help me to do that better. Okay, because that is kind of that is a very important part of staying healthy, is making sure your teeth are healthy and everything. Not everyone can do that, because this kind of stuff is expensive. And why Medicare doesn't cover dental is beyond me, because dental is at the root. If you have a good healthy mouth, a lot of times a lot of diseases are averted. you know Not everything, but it's just good practice, right? I haven't had chili cheese fries for quite a while, but I love them. See, Joe, now you can reward yourself. That's what I did. Like the chili dog is just it's so dog, which I love. Okay, dog. And then chili and cheese, onion. So dog, mustard, chili, cheese, onion. We better not talk too much about it or I'll cheat again. We shouldn't do that. Marlene, I love it when you talk about yourself and your family. It brings back so many memories from our childhood. It does, doesn't it? Long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Yeah, it does. It does. Thank you for saying that. Thank you. Frank, what's up? Happy 4th of July. And Marlene, thank you for tuning in. By the way, childhood friend Marlene is. Yeah, we go way back. Yep. Yep. What do they say? Way back. If you've ever seen About Schmidt with Jack Nicholson's one of my favorite films, he goes way back to the horse and buggy days. Yeah, it wasn't the horse and buggy days for me, but we do go way back when there was no internet, no computers, no cell phones. So there you go. Great to see you too, Frank. Happy 4th of July. Oh, Terry, there's a vintage Disneyland display available for free viewing prior to the auction this month in Burbank. Yes, it is. Did you ever go, Joe, to That's from Disney? Well, I went to an event yesterday, Friday, to see a friend of mine, Shamim. Okay, Shamim Odena, I think is how you say his last name. Anyway, Shamim was doing a celebration because just this last weekend, there was an autograph, it's Hollywood convention, where all the stars come and sign photos of themselves, various ones from various TV shows and stuff. Didn't go. My weekends are very busy myself, but I met one of my friends of mine. He's a friend of a friend that runs it. And he's doing that show along with Van Eaton. So the Van Eatons are putting this on. And they're talking about a panel, and I might be on a panel for this very thing that you're talking about, Joe. So yes, I know about it. I may go to it. It's so close. I mean, it's at the mall. So in Burbank. And if you're so inclined, there's an In-N-Out burger that's not too far. So you can have your In-N-Out burger, eat before you go, and then go in or eat after. But it's a great place, and I hope you all go see it. You're absolutely right. Jeff McGee Collection. Check out the Vintage Los Angeles Facebook page. It's really cool. Yeah. Yeah, many of my friends went to see it, and he told me it goes through like July 16th. So when I get a minute, if I get a minute, I will go up and see it because it really is so easy to get to. So I'll pop over and see it. It's always fun to see collectors' exhibits when they're, and the nice thing is when they're ready to part with it, you can go and take a look. The last time That's from Disney was amazing and had a lot of my work in it, which was neat. That was kind of special. Yeah, that was special. So thank you, Joe, for that. And everyone, listen, if you want to go, you should go. Kelly says, my dad put hand controls in his car so we didn't have to stop driving when issues with his right leg should have ended his driving days. It's just a matter of, I don't know what my dad has to take the written test. But he's in a convalescent hospital right now doing rehab. So I don't know how that will connect, but it's something else on my agenda to help with my parents. It's on the list. Oh, ands, I call them. Oh, and you got to do this. Oh, and you got to check this, because my dad really cannot. He could call from the convalescent hospital, but I told him I would see what I can find out, and would love to get him a book. That's the very first thing I want to do, is get him a booklet so that he can study, just in case he's able to take the test. I don't know if they do it online at all now. I don't know. I don't know. It's research that I got to do. That's all. Just gotta look it up and get her done. But thank you for that, Kelly. Thank you very much. Joe says also Pluto TV, which is free, now has a new 24/7 Godzilla channel, 24 hours a day on Pluto. We yeah, we love Godzilla movies. We do our own, but that would be nice. Probably full of commercials, right? But still, sometimes even in Japanese with English subtitles. Those are my favorite. Japanese way. There's an Ultraman channel. Okay, we have a Roku box, and on the Roku box, there's an Ultraman channel that's like incredible. It's so good. It's so good. And one called Hiya, and then you can kind of figure out what that's about. But thank you, Joe. That's excellent. Mike, how are ya? I am good talking to y'all today. Y'all, how y'all doing? How are my parents doing? Yeah, they're keeping me busy. How about I say it like that? I could say it like an auctioneer. My mom's TV is broken, so I got to get her a new TV, and I got to make sure she's got a remote that she can use, because she's mostly partially blind and she doesn't want a lot of buttons, so she wants a big remote control, so that the remote control she can touch without having to worry about where she touches, because she doesn't want to screw up the channels, and she'd like it to be a few channels that you can look into. If you ever find an all Godfather all the time channel, that's the one my mother would really like to be on. My father, on the other hand, had to be transported in the middle of the holiday from the hospital to a convalescent hospital, and that really made me feel good, because it's at a hospital I'm not really fond of, but luckily there's a supervisor there that I like, so maybe my dad will be safe there. I just have to cross my fingers and pray. A lot of red tape that I can't even tell you about. That's the situation. And then my cousin gets sick and is in the emergency room, so there you go. Plus, who knows? And I don't ever ask what else. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say, that which doesn't kill you make you stronger. So there you go. There's my time. Just consider me juggling a lot of plates, keeping them spinning as much as I can. That's me right now. And I'm saying it with a smile, because what else you going to do? If you don't smile, sometimes you'll cry. And that's the situation. Went to see my chiropractor so that he could take care of my stress level. And he did. So it's just that did that help, Mike? Like I said, I gotta laugh, because sometimes you will cry. It's just a busy, crazy time. And this Monday is a Monday, and that's all you can say about it, right? Stay uplifted, stay happy, and keep on trucking, baby. So there you go. Thank you, Leslie. So sweet. You're so cute. Yes, we'll connect. Thanks. Regarding Indy 5, there are great Easter eggs, and I love the ending. Happy Independence Day. Thank you for sharing. I love it, because I haven't seen it, and it's actually something I don't think, as I get older, I don't think there are things that you can spoil in certain films for me. And that one, maybe there's a spoiler, but I don't know. Anyway, the bottom line is, yay for you, Harrison Ford. You got more work, right? Good for you, buddy. Leslie says, and Joel McGee's is indeed wonderful, and the store at the exit is dangerous. Well, the Van Eatons are very smart people. They run a gallery, so they know One of the things that I love is a program, and they did this for That's from Disney, and I absolutely adored it because to get the book, which had Shag illustrate the cover, so of course that's a 2 for 1 right there. I had to have the book. So now my husband says he doesn't necessarily lay down the law or anything, but my husband will tell you it would be advisable if you're going to bring new books into the house, that maybe you take a look at their current library and see if there's any books you can give to the library or charity in order to make room for said books that you are loving now. I won't say that that's easy, but I am calling out. For a while, I had a lot of self help books in the book form so I could write in them. But now, if it's a book like 3 Feet from Gold, which I'm never without, you can put it on the Kindle on your iPad or phone or your tablet or phone. You can have Audible. Audible has a lot of them now. So I've actually cleaned out my library of a lot of self help. And the reason for that is that it's all type. So if I come across things that are all type, I try to get them first digitally because I can put them in my library in my iPad or my phone or whatever and read them that way. But not all books. Like I've told you before, Walt's People with from DDA Gets. I fell in love with this series of books, had no idea they even existed, but was David, who's with Terry's Tribe, reached out to interview me for volume 29, I believe is the one I'm going to be in. And I all of a sudden said, "What are these books? Oh my goodness." And then found out there were a lot of Disney people who didn't know what these books are. But the books, I think about half of them are digital, and then the rest you have to get in book form. So I had to look through my library and see if there was anything I could cull out in order to make room for those books. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't always call out like I should, but I do my best to call out if I can. The challenge is I'm not good with art books digitally. I have to have the art books in book form. And that's what I love about them. So, and I love having them near me. They're my friends, and I'm just and you those of you out there that love books, you can't resist. And I've got some of you Disney people out there that you go to the museum and you're like, no, because there's so many wonderful books. So what you're saying here, Leslie, is absolutely true. That gift shop can be a danger, especially if it has a book that sort of tells you about this collection, this new Van Eaton sponsored collection is cool. It's cool. It's just plain cool is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Ow. I have to start to tell myself, what is it I can actually get rid of? And your whole body says, no, I don't want to. I don't want to. It's hard. It's a challenge. Yeah, it's a challenge because yeah, that is going to be the toughest thing to move from me is my books. I may look at them just once or twice, there's so many, but all of a sudden I'll go, gosh, I need to check something in fossils. And I have a fossils section. So to get rid of fossils section, it would be like, no, I need that fossil section. What am I going to do? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's on parts, like I have a couple of really nice books on, force perspective, the human body and force perspective, when you go like this and how to draw this kind of a thing, like in comic books. Films, certain films, how films are made. I have a few like that. Artists that I love, Michelangelo, Degas, Renoir, etc. Stage makeup, stage costuming, because I do a lot of costuming. So it's sections. So they all have a purpose. And so that's kind of the challenge. So as I go through my self-helps, if they're all written word, I just put them digitally and they work really well that way. And then I don't really read a lot of nonfiction. I have some nonfiction that I love, but I don't really read a lot of nonfiction. So I mean, a lot of fiction. So I'm starting to cull out the fiction and then also biographies of people. So there's some biographies I don't want to part with, but there's other biographies I think after I read them, they can move along. So it really is, It makes you basically what it does, guys, is make you think 3 times before you grab the book that you want. And that's all my husband had. He just made the suggestion. Sorry, Joel McGee's exhibit. The catalog is still at the printer, but it will be available. It can be seen online over 500 pages, more than Richard Kraft's. Richard Kraft's is the That's from Disney page catalog. Yeah. So I hope they're not competing because both collections are gorgeous. Richard Kraft's was gorgeous. That just being able to see, he had the serpent from underwater in the submarine ride. You remember that goofy sea serpent? Oh gosh, to see it live was really cute. Did I want to have it in my backyard? No, but it's just neat to go through there. You don't, a lot of the stuff that's going to be auctioned is going to be maybe beyond your budget. But that doesn't mean you can't go and fill your eyes with the beauty of these things that were collected because you get to see them up close. So Leslie's absolutely right. It's a great opportunity and don't miss it. As I recall, the 16th is the last day to see it. But like Joe was saying, go and look it up and do your own research. But that's cool. I remember when Saturday morning cartoons came on at 8 until 1. Yeah. Right? Well, trying to remember. My grandfather talked about how every Saturday my dad talked about how every Saturday he would go to the theater to see the serials. And that's cool. I think that's really cool. He had a movie theater that was about 10 minutes from his house and he'd walk with his friends to go see it. And I always thought those were really cool. The catalog for Joel's auction can be pre-ordered and would be great reference material. See, this is the thing. That's what I felt about DDA Getz's books. So I have every volume of Walt's People, either digitally or in a book. But I had to set a criteria for myself if I was going to buy the books of Walt's People. And the later books are going to run you about $20 some dollars. But the earlier books, if you're patient, can pop in and you can get them for around 8 or 9. Under 10 was my goal. But there's a lot of books. So in some cases I got them for 7, for 5, because I don't mind if they're a little beaten up. A, they're paperback, and B, I'm going to read them like crazy anyway. So Leslie's right. It can be great research material. So I'll take a look at it, but whether or not I add it to my collection, got to think about it. Got to make room for it. Got to find a space. Oh no, competition, just info. There are a few items that Joel bought from Richard and now they're in Joel's auction. How about that? Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. I just think it's great because these people who collect love on their pieces very well. And then finally they say, hey, it's time. And you get to see this. So I might be on a panel, might not. The people who are running it with the Van Eatons said maybe, right? So, but I told them I'm available if they want. It's not like it's far. So, yeah, Leslie, I may just pop over there and check it out because I love seeing Disney stuff. It was great to see one of the Birds from America Sings in Richard's collection, just see him up close out of the tiki room operational. That was phenomenal. So those are the kind of things you can see, was it Bonhams, I think, that had the original Robbie the Robot and the Robbie the Robot vehicle. That is a friend of ours. He had Robbie and he had the vehicle and he put them in auction with Bonhams before the pandemic, quite a bit before the pandemic. It was also in sequence with Harper Goff collection that was being auctioned off. Beautiful auction downtown. So it's really a great thing, even if you're not, or it isn't available for you to buy. It's a great time to see a lot of things up close that you wouldn't normally get to see up close. Leslie is absolutely right. So I agree with that. Run, don't walk. Have a safe, well, hello, June Martinez. Oscar was excited to see you today. Oscar, I said the same thing. Many people might be off today, so I wanted to pop in just now and spend about 50 minutes. I am now going to rise up a little bit and say Happy birthday, America. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July. Guys, I'm going to take off. Enjoy your holiday. I will see you next Monday live. And then please enjoy Flashback Fridays. I will bring back Ask Me Anything Friday. Maybe later in the week. It'll really depend. I've got a few things I got to do. But right now, think of your favorite food. My cousin, who is in emergency right now, would tell you it's got to be always for the 4th of July, barbecued ribs and chicken on the grill. So whatever your delicious thing is, corn on the cob maybe, watermelon maybe, don't know, but whatever it is, enjoy it. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday. Happy Independence Day, and just go and enjoy it. Everyone says it's not Independence Day without fireworks. So please, if you're in a place that allows fireworks, do it safely and carefully. Please be careful. Otherwise, go see it professionally. This is a great excuse, even though many of you don't need it, to go to Disneyland, just like Leslie said, okay? I love you guys. Thank you, June. Joe, happy 4th, and do something nice for someone else. It will make you feel a whole lot better, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Be well, and if you want to see more of me, remember patreon.com/Terri Hardin. Check it out. You thought you were going to get away, didn't you? Check out the Patreon page. I love you guys. Take care.